What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie, this is the Knowledge Reptile Shed, and in this video we're going to be doing part 2 of the Force Water Cobra build. Okay, so in part 1 we did the... what did we do? In part 1 we did the background, we put the UV light up, so now we can see how that looks, and what we're going to do in this video is get the LED lighting put in there. We're going to put the heating in there, we're going to put some substrate, some decor, some plants, and eventually we'll be able to move the snake in. So first thing I'm going to do in this video is do the LED light, and that will just help make all the other jobs easy because we can see what we're doing. Yeah, without further ado, let's crack on with the LED light. So my LED lights are fairly simple. They're these little LED buttons. We can get these in the UK quite easily. They've just got a strip of LEDs inside. We've got some little facts and figures here. So 65,000 Kelvin, cool white. That's a good temperature of lighting, so that kind of is in the ballpark for where we want with our plant growth. Yeah, so without going down a real specialist kind of LED route, this is a fairly cheap option, and hopefully we should have some results. I've got quite a lot of philodendrons, monsteras, pothos and stuff growing under these. Yeah, and these are like, I can't remember now, less than £10 for this, I think. So yeah, can't go wrong with that. So let's add this to the top of the vivarium. Okay, cool. Whoa, let's not go in there. Okay, we've got the LED lit up. I've unplugged the UV for now because that's a bit unnecessary while we're in here. So yeah, we've got some LED lighting going on. Quite nice. It's quite a bright light, especially for a little 18 watt thing. Right, that's that. I suppose next, let's get some substrate and start thinking of decor, how we're gonna lay this out. I need to get some rocks to do this hot end, so I've got to factor that in, bit of leaf litter. But first of all, let's get the substrate down, and things should start taking shape. Yeah. So what I added to this mix was just a little bit of what I've just got left over in the shed today. It was cocoa fibre. I buy the loose stuff for hydroponics. I find that's easier than making it all up. Doesn't really matter. And I've put a bag. I've put a bag of topsoil in there, some bark, some sphagnum moss, and yeah, mixed it all up to make a substrate. So. This will be fine. Hasn't got to be mega deep for these guys. They're not going to be burrowing, but it's deep enough that I can kind of mound it up around plants and just create a little bit of interest, really, rather than just a really thin layer. So yeah, I'm going to leave the camera rolling. I'm going to try out some branches and bits like that I've collected and I've got all stacked up in the garden. I think I've got one big piece that might be really cool. Yeah, let's crack on. yeah, this is good progress. Quite happy here. Obviously this needs to do its thing and stop, you know, actually like see the sun and unravel a bit. I've actually had that in foil for quite a few days. But yeah, I quite like the wood that's going on. Obviously it's hard to see the scale of this, but this is big. It's all big chunky stuff. Looks quite gnarly. I like that sort of thing going on there. The yucca stuff makes it look a little bit more exotic, which is quite cool. I've left space for a water bowl, so I threw that in there just to make sure, because I was, in classic me style, I was starting to build all this and then realised that I didn't have space for a big water bowl, which for the Force Water Cobras I actually use like a cat litter tray. Yeah, quite a large bowl. But yeah, I'm fairly happy. What I need to add now really is some stones around this area where I'm going to hang the dome. I can hang the dome now, and yeah, some leaf litter, I think, and that'll be fairly good. Might need to bulk this area of soil up. I kind of used it to backfill all these areas, but in terms of actually areas for the snake, so loads of really quite cool looking hidey spots as well. So over here is quite a little dark dingy corner. You've got a big space all the way under here. This whole area back here is completely covered. There's areas back behind here that are completely covered. Yeah, so this snake can quite easily disappear anywhere along that back bit, and I won't see it. Very similar to my other Force Water Cobra, and she's actually larger. So yeah, that's a good thing. No actual specific hides in here, but if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know that that's not something we do anyway. We use the natural decor to create all the hiding spaces. And yeah, this guy is he's a good snake actually, so I'm not worried. He doesn't need like a trap box or anything similar to what I did for the female. So yeah, I think we're going to leave that there for today. I've got to get some supplies and come back, so I'll catch you in the next little bit. Right, it's a new day. I've got some supplies and I'm ready. I think I'm ready to complete this. So once we get the heat done, and that's all working, then yeah, the snake can go in, which is really exciting. So let me show you what I've done. I've got a Reptile Systems black clamp lamp for this one. I'm using the same system in my female one, and that's just because these guys aren't particularly arboreal. I haven't given them a very big arboreal kind of setup, and especially a basking area, so it means I can just concentrate the heat a little bit lower. I can run a 60-watt heat lamp in here and we can just do some tests and see how that works. But I know in the other vivarium that's absolutely fine. That's working out pretty well for me. Just want to say a massive thank you to Reptile Systems as well for providing these they're used, but Reptile Systems sorted me out and sent me a load of stuff. So yeah, that's really awesome. So I'm going to fit this. Comes with a Euro kind of thing going on at the end there, so I can poke that through the hole. It's quite handy, and then I can put the plug on. Comes with this plug that you kind of undo. You put that in, do it all up together. Makes it really easy for actually putting in the holes. So that's quite good, and then I can hook that up to my thermostat, drop my probe in as well, and then I think we're done. I've also added some rocks, and I've got more rocks as well for when my snake comes out. I'll use the rocks that I've also got in his vivarium as well. So yeah, looking quite good. I've already dropped a load of woodlouse in here, and springtails. So yeah, that's all in. Got a new water bowl ready to go. So yeah, let's crack on with the heat. And there we have it, guys. Another vivarium ticked off in the shed. If the lights weren't out on the end one, that kind of, the whole like look of going all the way along is complete now. I've just got one left beneath us. So really exciting. Yeah, everything's in, everything's cable tied up, timers are on, checked my basking spot temperatures, everything's fine. There's nothing left to do but add the snake. So I'll go and get him. So there we have it, guys. Another vivarium done. One more 6 foot and the wall of 6 foots are done. So that's going to be an interesting one. Look out for that video. That's going to be the northern pine snake. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to support the channel even further, I have Patreon and YouTube membership where I normally try and get my videos out there early, and I'll feature your name at the start of each video. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next video.